Thanks
Hey,
so much,
girlfriend.
man. Yeah, welcome. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. I know I was laughing because as we were going live, I saw a bunch of chats coming in about how hot it was. And I was like, and I think that's really funny that we're talking about fall gardening today.
I know it's really funny when we even like thought about the idea of like talking about fall gardening today. I was like, well, the forecast is like 90s and hundreds, but it is that time.
I know. So, yeah, I mean, before we dig in, so welcome everybody. I'm Carrie. My husband Dale and I are the creators of the Seed to Spoon app, and we live here in Zone 7 in Oklahoma. So, yeah, that's where we are. And then Edvin.
Hey, everybody, Smart Pot Edvin here. Yeah, tuning in from Smart Pot World Headquarters here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. We are the world's first fabric growing containers and manufacturers here in Oklahoma. So 100% made in Oklahoma. Containers just like these and these. Dale and Carrie use this Smart Pot since they started back in 2016, I think was the year. So yep, some of those containers they still have, and we have a video coming out where we're going to be switching out a lot of their 8, 9, 10 year old smart pots for brand new ones. So definitely stay tuned for that, and excited to talk about fall gardening, which is honestly probably my favorite type of gardening. Because whatever the hottest it is today, it's supposed to go down. Hopefully it doesn't go up, but it's supposed to go down from here. Yeah, 85 but feels like 95. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, I
nine
was just
90.
looking at mine. Yeah, 92 is what it says
Yep,
here.
92 and feels like an oven, basically. That's how
Yes.
I would
It's
describe it.
great.
Honestly, I feel like it's been going down a little bit. Like today, if you go out and you go out in the shade, I feel like you can get away from the heat a little bit. But
It is.
some that, yeah, last week though, I didn't even want to go outside to be honest with you. It was ridiculous. So, Northwest OKC. Well, hey, you're not too far. We're right off the Broadway extension. That's where our manufacturing plant is. Big gray and tan building.
Yeah. Oh, Danny wants to know if they could come visit the Smart Pot place.
So right now you cannot. It is like a big Willy Wonka factory, to be honest with you. When you go in the top floor, like where like the mailman comes in every day, it looks like a small office building. But then you go right downstairs, and we have, I mean, like around
Huge.
30 something stations where people are sewing and gluing our pots, and then you go past these double doors, and then you're like in a 40,000 square feet warehouse basically, where we ship all of our stuff out. And then we have a 900 square foot greenhouse, which is the one that's in this picture here. Carrie and I have done a lot of videos out of there, so check those out. So it is not really visitor friendly, but we are planning an open house in collaboration with Dale and Carrie. So it
I'll
takes
be.
a lot of time and planning to get stuff like that ready. So we will one day. We have it planned. So stay tuned.
Whew.
112. Geez. Yeah, that's what it was here last week. My parents are in Texas, and basically that's what it's like there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, real quick before we jump right in, I had a few questions. This is the second person that asked this, so I wanted to pop it up. How long do Smart Pots last?
That's a great question. Smart pots, the ones that we manufacture here in Oklahoma, made in the U.S., are made from materials that are sourced here in the U.S. We use marine grade fabric and thread, and the fabric is actually proprietary to us. So ours are UV protectant, so they'll easily last you 8 to 10 years, indoors, outdoors. In snow and sleet. I mean, Carrie, she has some in her yard that have lasted that long. Um, you know, but some of the other ones that are not smart pots, they're made from recycled materials. So some of those, I mean, within a year, 2 years, you can start to see the breakdown. And I mean, some of them, I posted a video where they're literally just size will just start to like grow holes almost. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we started with Smart Pots originally ourselves, and it was like, back in I want to say 2016 that we started with several of ours, and we still have a lot of our original ones. But we got a few other ones along the way, and like they last maybe a year, maybe a season. I was like, this is so not, so not good.
Yeah, they're honestly deceiving. I mean, you go on Amazon, you type in grow bag. I mean, the first ones that are pop up are going to be like 5 packs and 10 packs for the cost of one smart pot. So you're really,
Yeah,
paying for what you get,
exactly, exactly.
in
The
that
older mine
sense.
I've had almost 10 years now. So, whereas the other ones,
Yes.
I'd be lucky to have a year. So,
Yeah, after year 5 or 6, I mean, you'll definitely start to see, your smart pot, the wear in there. But they're still very functional. Some gardeners actually put them in washing machines and a little bit of OxyClean to get them looking new. You don't have to do that. You can just pressure wash them or just set them outside. I just dust mine off and then I just fold them up for the next season. That's what I do. So they're super super easy to use. I think that's where the quality matters, definitely. Thanks, Paige.
CJ, I will let Dale know that you say hi and that he is missed. So, for those of you
Yes,
who are just joining us, Dale's my husband. He joins us sometimes here too. He has been so busy at work, though, he hasn't been able to break away. So, we're lucky to be able to have Edvin hop in here. But
yeah,
here,
I know. We've been talking about getting some other industry friends. Dale and I have many many industry friends, and we're looking to get some of them here live. So we need to get Dale scheduled and on one of these live streams. I know people have been missing them.
yes. Yeah. For those of you, here we go. I can pop. This is a picture I have of him. So there you go. You can say hi, Dale.
Hi, Dale. No, I
Yeah.
mean a little bit about them. I mean, Dale, they're switching over their websites to Shopify, and SmartPots were actually in the middle of that as well. And if you know nothing or a little bit of website building, that intel is quite a bit, honestly. It's a lot of repetitive work, most of it, and it's a lot of looking at things, and you you think it's easy, but it's a
He
lot of
hasn't
work and
be
tedious.
out in the garden as much
Yes,
as he wants to, too, unfortunately. So it's been all
but
up to me, and the weeds are starting to take over. Unfortunately, I am losing the battle right now. Ah,
yeah, and that's why we're talking about flower gardening because it's about that time to,
yes.
harvest, and pretty much if you're gonna chop and compost everything down and get ready for the fall season, which is, I mean, super exciting.
I know.
Or some of you might
I feel like I
have,
just looked up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's time! It's time to fall seed start a lot of things." So I'm super excited.
yeah, we were like talking about next week, and next week we're actually gonna be in San Antonio, Texas for the TNLA Texas Nursery and Landscape Show, and that's in August. I mean, it's just so crazy to think that July is over. I mean, Cultivate felt like it was just yesterday, but it was like 2 3 weeks ago. So crazy how time is flying.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm excited though because fall gardening, believe it or not, even though it's like 92 out there, before I know it, the temperatures are going to be amazing out there. But it is probably one of my favorite times to garden. Seriously, it's just the temperatures start to drop. It becomes way more bearable outside. And I get to grow a lot of my favorite things. I mean, seriously, fall gardening is probably one of my favorite times to grow, and it is amazing for beginners too. Whenever I have beginner people who are asking me like they feel overwhelmed about summer, I'm like, do fall gardening. It's so much easier. So yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, and it's
Yes.
like almost like
Yes.
this is a time when I feel like things like almost like grow overnight. I mean, like you'll go and you have something planted and you come back and almost grew like, 2 3 inches overnight. The plants just love it.
Yes. Feels like everybody can sympathize with me and I appreciate it. Yeah, there's
Yep.
so many weeds out there and even with laying down, so we had like the cheap weed cloth that we had some extras of before didn't quite do the job and it's just stuff is just growing straight through it. So we've learned our lesson with that and we are now doing like this heavy duty one, but still it's just what we've done in the past is cardboard, but with the size of our garden now, like I don't have enough cardboard to go lay all of that down. But if you all have cardboard laying around, that is honestly like the best thing to do is lay down some cardboard, put on some wood chips and all that, and yeah, you're good.
I mean, after all this like rain and humidity, and it's the sun comes out, heat comes out, and it's like so perfect for the weeds.
Okay, well, let's hop into fall gardening here because I feel like we're getting a couple questions here too. So Desiree says she hasn't done fall gardening yet in Idaho. It was like snow comes by November. Would I need row covers? So I will probably recommend row covers, yes. But I have a really easy thing here to talk
Yeah,
about.
honestly, this stream is perfect for somebody like Desiree, and I feel like a lot of the gardeners that come on and are influencers, I would say, or on social media. For the most part, they're in the southern states or in California, places where the weather's kind of always perfect for gardening. I mean, we can, technically grow in November, January, or December, January, if we put it in some simple hoops, but it's sometimes influencers forget about you guys. So right now is the perfect time for you to start fall gardening because November, I mean, like you said, you're basically done. So if I was you, I mean, Carrie's gonna pull up some varieties that I'd pretty much start popping seeds almost basically now. Perfect time for you to tune in and learn a little bit about what you should be doing now, basically.
And I'll show you what we use for our, because we essentially can grow things year round with what we use. So I will show it to you. It is in here. I think we're a couple slides in, but I will pop it up for you. So stay tuned and I'll pull up the directions and everything for you too. Super easy, super simple. I have lots of videos out there about them. So stay tuned and I'll pull it up. um I don't think I mentioned the giveaway yet.
No,
So
I don't think we did. Yeah.
yeah, for those of you who are new here, we do a giveaway with each of our live streams that we do. So we have today, it is an amazing one. It is a 1 year free premium Seed to Spoon app subscription, along with, I don't know, Edvin, what are we giving away today?
Well, last week we gave away a 3-pack blue, which is not even like, out yet. Like, that's just exclusive to our vendors and retailers right now. So I thought, why not give away another exclusive one and do a purple pack? I know your favorite color of Smart Pots are the purple ones. You can
I
kind of
love
see them hiding here. I'd show you guys, but I don't think that the background's going to be nice. You can kind of see it. So you can get exclusive 3-pack of purple. And then as I was walking by the promo room, I was like, well, I think the Seed to Spoon family deserves something else. So went ahead, I grabbed one of these. These are our Smart Pot T-shirt. So it's a skull T-shirt, has American flag coloring on there. So super cool. You're gonna give us your size. You're gonna win basically that, and then the free premium from Seed to Spoon subscription, which is I think is honestly a super amazing prize. You're gonna get free shipping, which is gonna be perfect. Somebody like Desiree, if you take this home, you're gonna get free shipping on the seeds that you need to start growing now. And also you get Growbot, which I mean is honestly a lifesaver in the garden, especially right now. If you got a lot of pests, or if you even have some weeds where, if you're considering, I don't know if this is a good weed or a bad weed, but there's good weeds, you know, scan that right up, and Growbot will tell you. I mean, he's going to tell you a lot more information than you need to know, but he's going to tell you most importantly if it's good or bad. So
Yes.
good luck to whoever wins that, and make sure you're commenting. The more comments that you put in, the more chances you get. So heck yeah, super exciting.
Ooh, yes, awesome. So, and I'm also going through and like starring some comments too that I can come back to at the very end whenever. So hopefully we have time to get through all of we want everything that we want to talk about along with all of your questions. So I am seeing your comments and I'm pulling them up as we go through too. So first of all, this is going to be different for everybody. When to start your seeds. So I do want to, of course, plug the Seed to Spoon app because I would have no idea what to plant when if I didn't have the app. So I
I mean, I
the
would say this is probably one of the main reasons why you and Dale decided to even develop this app was
it it
keeping
is,
track of when to plant your seeds
yes,
or
because
when to start your
honestly,
seeds. Yeah.
yeah, I did not want to have to go through and do math out in the garden. I was like, oh man, because I would be looking at the back of the seed packet whenever we first started, and I'm like, oh, this says, 4 weeks before my last spring frost or something along those lines. I'm like, oh my gosh, when was my last spring frost again? When is this? And I hated it. I was getting so frustrated. So yeah, this was one of our biggest reasons why we wanted to build the app was to make it easy to calculate out dates. So these will pull from your dates from your closest weather station. And that closest weather station to you all has like over 100 years of data, and it averages everything out as to what is predicted to be your last frost. Now you can change it if you want to. You can pop into the settings here and you can change, if you want to use your custom frost dates. If you want to change it, you can do that. But generally, I stick with what it tells me because I'm like, I feel like 100 years is pretty good, solid knowledge for me at least. Um, so yeah, it tells me exactly when. Oh my goodness, I got dates right here. I got to do. Um, but yeah. Oh, and look, I have broccoli coming soon over here on Plant Soon. I have like all sorts of like things that I can start soon. I'm so excited.
You guys didn't know, another reason why I love tuning in is because Carrie and I live like 30 minutes from each other. So whenever she comes on here and is like, "Oh, I need to do this," I'm also in the background, like, "Yep, I need to do that too." So perfect note taken for me as well.
Yay! I'm glad that everybody's. Alright, I'm catching up on comments now. So, yay! Awesome. Oh, Sandra says it's her first time doing a fall garden. Awesome. You
You're
won't
in
regret
for a real treat. Yeah,
this. It's gonna be
honestly.
amazing. You're gonna love it. It
And then
is.
towards the end, like the bugs are pretty much, dying off and killing themselves. So you don't have to worry about it at that point. And it's just, I don't know, it's amazing. It's just like it's like a happy ending. I don't know.
Chelsea just discovered the app today. Awesome. I'm so glad you found us. And hopefully it helps make your life in the garden a whole lot easier too, because it certainly does for me. Absolutely.
And if you enjoy it, make sure you tell your friends. Don't be a closed door. Make sure you let everybody know about how awesome and helpful the app is for sure.
Yes. Okay. So here, Evelyn makes a really good point. She says that I start my fall seeds inside because it is too hot outside. So let's talk a little bit about that because this is exactly what I do as well. So, a lot of the plants, because like we were talking about just a little bit ago, whenever we first came in, we were talking about how hot it is outside. Well, believe it or not, if I waited until the temperatures dropped to direct seed things like broccoli or cabbage or cauliflower, like things like that, if I'm going to be starting those, I'm definitely going to want to get a head start on them because if I direct seeded them outdoors, they're going to be getting snow all over them. Which, I mean, it's happened before and they've survived, believe it or not. But yeah, I definitely direct sow a lot of things indoors and I follow that what the app says. So, and a lot of the times like I will start things like lettuces if I want to get a head start on those too because it is way too hot outside right now, but I can't wait sometimes because I get so excited, especially for fresh greens. I'm so excited for them. But it is definitely something I like to get a head start on, and especially things like Swiss chard and all of those. Like, there's just certain ones that I'm just like super excited about, and I can't necessarily direct seed them outside yet, but I do need to get them started indoors. But there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. Now, over here in the picture, there's a picture of the Park Seed Biodome, which is my absolute favorite go to way to start seeds. It just makes it so much simpler. And it's definitely like the foolproof way of starting seeds, is how I always describe it because it just always works, you know?
Yeah,
It
I
has.
mean, I tried it in January for the first time, and I mean, I'm not even joking. 100% of my seeds, definitely all germinated. So, definitely a helpful tool if you're somebody who struggles with starting seeds. And also the quality of the seeds that you get. I also learned that that the quality definitely does matter. So somebody like Park Seed, trusted retailer. If you're somebody who says, my seeds are just not germinating, definitely try switching your seed supplier and see if that'll help.
Yeah, I was amazed because before, whenever we first started gardening, I just thought you were supposed to always put like at least two or three seeds into every seed starting cell because maybe one would pop up then if I did that. But I started doing that when I switched to Park Seeds and I was getting like three of them coming up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm like wasting all of these seeds I could be growing." So I just started doing one because I just trust that they're all going to come up right, which feels amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, if you've ever had trouble in the past with seed starting indoors, try the Park Seed Biodome because it just always works. Um, I'm also a huge fan of these over here, these multicolored ones over here. These are the bootstrap trays. Those I really like as well. Those, if I'm starting like a whole bunch of something. So if I'm starting a whole bunch of like lettuce or flowers or something along those lines, I do like a big, large flat of things. So I try to do more of the flat trays for that. Sandra was saying she wants to grow a cabbage. I'm so excited for you. Yes, it is the perfect time to do a cabbage. Absolutely. So, but do make sure you start it indoors because you will definitely want to get a head start on it because it can be time consuming to get a cabbage to grow.
Yeah,
But
and honestly, Carrie had a what would it be? A spring, so a spring season cabbage growing, and I when I walked by it, in the garden a couple weeks ago, I was like, "Whoa, that's a huge cabbage!" I mean, it's they look so amazing just growing in the garden, and something about seeing a fresh cabbage
yes,
growing, I don't know, something about it's like amazing. I mean, they get ginormous. I mean, they're awesome.
I will
Definitely
say,
recommend.
so I have two different favorite cabbages. There was one that's a Red Express cabbage, which just looks really pretty, and it's a small, like compact one, and it's like almost like purpley red. And I feel like the pests just kind of really left that one alone, along with
Wow,
like pretty much anything that's a unique color that doesn't like necessarily look like it. I don't know. They just seemed to leave it alone a lot more than the other traditional ones. Um, and then also there's one that's called Megaton, which is the complete opposite. It is huge, but how I feel about this was that yes, it did get pest damage, but because it was so large, I was able to just peel a couple of the outer layers off, and then I still had a large cabbage that was
nice.
perfect on the inside. I was like, oh, this is great. So those are my two new favorite cabbages. So as I go down the rabbit hole.
Of
This is why we
cabbages.
end up talking too long, is because I get too excited talking about all these plants.
Oh, that's where we're at. We're at the point of talking about the different types of cabbages.
Yes. Okay, sorry, I'm catching up here. Let's see. Okay, Jessica's asking, is there an indoor option? I only see plant outside now. Okay, here, let me show you really quick for this. So, if you go down here, I don't know, I think I might need to take, oh no, you can see right there. So right here, there's this My Garden tab. And if you go over here to tasks, you can see there's some that are start indoors now and some that are plant outside now. Now these ones right here are going to pull from your favorites though. So these ones right up here are all the ones that I've marked as favorites, which I do have quite a few favorites, I know. But these are the ones that are going to be on this task list. So that's an easy way for you to narrow it down a little bit to the ones that you do want to grow. And you can just come on here and see, oh, which ones do I start indoors right now? Which ones do I start outside right now? Which ones are coming soon? And it'll show you all of these right here and it'll have the dates. So it's a really good, like, quick view. I like that a lot. So again, that was just on the My Garden tab and then this tasks list right here. So
Carrie
yeah,
was the perfect natural test to figure out how many favorites you can actually tab up in the
I
favorites tab.
know. I know. That's absolutely for sure. I always use it to the max because I think I have like I probably easily have like 50 gardens in there because I make each one of my raised beds one of their own, as well as like each indoor seed starting tray have what their own. It's so much easier for me to click through them that way instead of having to look at it like a huge garden. That way I can just see it like zoomed in on each one. And that way I'm like, okay, my bed one, this is my own garden right here. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah, keeps you organized.
Oh, Donna started some Swiss chard indoors. Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm clicking through. I'm scrolling through these chats. Y'all, everybody wants to win. I think because I'm all commenting a lot. Yes, absolutely. Broccoli is a terrific choice right now to start. It is definitely one that I'm going to be starting a lot of. And again, if I can recommend a seed variety for you, there is one that from Park Seed. It was the Purple Magic broccoli. It is the most beautiful and tasty broccoli that you will ever have. I loved it. Loved it. I grew it for the first time this year. It was amazing. Um, oh, yay. I'm so happy the biodomes worked good for you. Okay, so how many years do seeds last? So this depends on a lot of different things. How you're storing them, first of all, like where they are, if you are keeping them in a hot environment, exposed to the sun. But the beauty is if you have the Park Seed ones, they have them in like a gold foil packet, so they're pretty protected in there. So generally, I'd say like at least a couple years, but you can always try them. I mean, I have seeds that I've used for way longer than that, and as long as you store them good, like you'll still have good viability. They'll still work really well for you. Julia, if you are scared to grow cabbage and broccoli, try it this fall because you will have less pests. I feel like in the springtime, it can be a little bit more challenging because you're battling the cabbage worms and the cabbage moths and things like that. But in the fall, it's a lot easier because you don't have nearly as many pests to deal with, and it typically goes a lot better. So give it a try and let me know how it goes. You can do it. I know you can.
Yep. Plus, I mean, the best time to try is now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yes. I feel like yep. Oh, yep, megaton. No luck with it? Ah. Well, it was the cabbage that did the best for me this season in the spring. It was great. Um okay, sorry. You all are very chatty and have lots of questions, which is amazing. I love it. I love chatting with you guys. Um I pulled this up because I do want to share here. Um, okay, so for a tea garden, we actually have some themes down here. Now, this is a premium feature too. So let's see, I'm pretty sure that there is tea time right here. Boom. So, yeah, here's a bunch of different varieties that it recommends for you as well. Um, but yeah, this is kind of a fun place. Here's a heat wave heroes, like certain ones that really like the heat, certain varieties. Yeah, it's just I really like this garden theme section. So if you are looking at doing like a specific themed garden, check this out. Or you could always go down here to GrowBot too and ask it a text question. Even free users can go in there and ask a text question. You just are limited to I think it's 3 because we have to pay every time. So we try to keep that down. Unless you're paying for it, then you get unlimited.
Yeah, my suggestion with that would definitely look up any natives that are in your area. There might be some native plants that, some people might consider them weeds, but that actually might be beneficial when you make them in teas and whatnot. So check that out. Definitely look for any natives, and they'll grow almost like weeds, if you get the right natives, depending in your area.
Yeah, thank you for popping this up. I always forget to mention. Yes, so whenever I am showing the app, this is a web app version of the app that's on your phone and everybody can use that too, and it'll have all of your information on it too if you sign into your account. And also if you have premium, it'll show all the premium features there too. So it's super helpful. Sometimes it helps me say it saves me a lot of time by going in there and typing in stuff rather than entering it on my phone, but yeah. Okay. My goodness. Let's go on. Okay. So preparing your garden space. So, like I said, my garden is getting overwhelmed with some weeds for sure. So, before we go in and start planting a lot of things, we are going to need to go in and like clear it out and make sure that it gets cleaned up. And usually, what I do as well is get some fresh compost in each one of those, either my smart pots or my wooden raised beds, because I have some wooden raised beds too. So anywhere I'm going to be starting new seeds or new plants, I like to just freshen up the soil a little bit and make sure the soil is good to go.
Yeah, my
Uh,
tip, I always like to measure. I definitely go out there and measure. I don't know why, but I definitely might even go out there and I feel like if my neighbors think I'm a weirdo, going out there and sometimes I bring flags and stake things out, measure, and then also think about where your water source is. The closer you're going to be to your water spigot or wherever you're getting your water from, the easier it's going to be. Like, for example, today when it's 90, 95 degrees out there, closer you are to your water source, a little bit more inclined you're going to be to actually go out there and water. And it's going to be a little bit easier too if you're going to install drip irrigation and whatnot, to just be closer to that. So, first thing I always do whenever I get, to building a new garden is measuring and figuring out how much space I have and how much space I, want to need. Like Carrie here, she's spaced her smart pots out perfectly to where those cattle panels are going to arch over at the right amount. So that takes some forethought and some insight. So definitely plan. That would be my tip. And if you're a new gardener, definitely don't overdo yourself. That's something that I think I did when I started. Is I did, I wanted to do this big garden, so I overdid it. So on the days when I was 115, it was just became a little bit, you know, harder to manage. So definitely plan and just think about what you want to do and what you want to grow, and that'll definitely help. In the longer run.
yes, as well. I see a lot of people talking about too getting drip timers set up and all of that. That can definitely help. Or even if you get like a sprinkler on a timer too, like anything you can do to just help make it easier for you, it'll be better
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
gardening tech, I feel like is just becoming so much cheaper every day. Me going to Amazon and there's just so many types of timers, different types of plugs you can get, and just to make it a little bit easier and a little bit more fun to keep gardening.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I always highly recommend mulching too, because that will help to retain in the moisture so you won't have to water as much. It will help with the temperature fluctuations, especially in the fall, if you are getting like sudden frosts or just sudden cold swings and things like that. It'll help keep that soil temperature a little bit more um, stable.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of garden tips out there, but I think one thing I think everybody collectively agrees on is that mulch is a great beneficial thing to
Oh
do in
yeah.
your garden.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, so, okay, I forget the name of who was asking about this earlier, but for those of you who live in the north, or if you're like me, that I mean, I'm in the middle, but I still want to grow as much as I can year round. This is a really terrific option for me, and these were super easy to build. Here, let me pop up. I think Dale had this popped up in here. I don't know what that links to. It looks like it links to a YouTube video, so that'll get you on the right track for steps on how to build this. But it was super easy to go through and do. I have loads and loads of video. I have short form videos. I have long form videos. I have all sorts of ones, all about them, showing these in action. But all we did was we built so these were for our wooden raised beds. We put a little on the bottom, we have a strip of wood that we matched to the length and width of our wooden raised bed. And then we screwed some PVC fittings into the top. And then we just arched over some PVC pipe. And then we had a little bit of support beams through the middle. And then we can go through and on this, right here, it's showing the plastic sheeting, which will really help to regulate the temperature whenever it is super cold outside. Um, and also keep in mind too, it will get hot in there too if you let it, if you keep it on too long, like in the summer, like But generally, whenever we put these on, we're putting them on November, December for where we are, and then we'll keep them on through to like March probably. And then we'll start switching over to either a frost blanket, like a lightweight frost blanket, or insect netting at that time. And it's super easy to switch them out too. Like it's not difficult at all to do. This was super simple to make, and it makes it so we can actually grow year round and where we are here in zone 7, which is amazing. And I have heard of people using this style in just using a heavier plastic sheeting on top up north. And like, honestly, like they'll have a whole bunch of snow on top of it and they'll just go out, open up the hinge, and they can go in and harvest whatever, greens they want or anything like that. Now, you won't be
Yeah,
able to do like tomatoes or peppers in this, but it'll make it so you have like lettuce and spinach and things like that year round, even in some places.
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I think it was Desiree who was in Idaho. This is something that you definitely need to take note. Definitely, scan that QR code and just see how to build these because I mean, you see that last frost date. I mean, you can extend really, really far out into the growing season. I mean, there's definitely many ways to do it, but the way that they've done it, you can actually switch out the cloths and then actually use that same hoop. So in the spring in like January time or February when the sun starts to come out and the snow starts to melt. You can add one of these and you can actually capture all that sun and actually grow even earlier than you would without the hoop. And then when it comes in the summer, like right now when it's 110, 115, you could do a light colored one and actually still grow and not have to worry about scorching heat. So they're super versatile, and they're definitely something that I'd recommend everybody use honestly.
Yeah. So I know Courtney was asking, can it handle snow? I know I kind of sort of inadvertently answered this for you. But yes, if you are in a place where you get a lot of snow, you may want a little bit more support beams. Because for me, I only have 3 support beams in there. It handled plenty for us. We've had it during several ice storms. We've had it, I mean, we don't ever get more than like 6 inches of snow here. So I haven't had that much snow on it before. But if you are in a place that gets a whole bunch of snow, I'd probably just add a little bit more extra support beams in it and you should be good.
Yeah, and definitely try to go out there if it's snowing. Try to go out there and you know clear some of the snow at as much as you can, so not too much builds up, just to protect it as well.
So Paige had a good question. So again, I use cattle panels all the time, like everywhere in my garden. I have so many of them everywhere. And to answer your question, yes, you can. So check this out. I wish I had the picture in here.
And I laugh because I think I remember seeing the picture of you guys kind of hauling that, and then I thought about when you guys hauled your whole garden basically. Um,
Yes.
it's
Oh man.
fun.
We've done a lot. Let's see. Okay, so I mean you can see right here how they just like arch over. So I use these all the time for arch trellises, but just looking at this, you can kind of see where I'm going because you can put one side on one of the trucks and then one of the truck sides and then arch it over to fit on the other side if you kind of catch what I'm meaning. So you're arching it over in the truck. That's how we've transported it before. Worked amazing. So yeah, it does not fit lengthwise because it's like I think it's like 16 feet long or something like that. But if you arch it over on itself, it's perfect. Let's see. Sorry, I'm catching up again. Catching up again. Oh, okay. Jacqueline was asking, is there a way to hoop a smart pot? I actually have videos showing that too. I made a different version of one of these. I wonder if I have pictures showing that in here. I'm looking. Hmm. Aha! So this is what I did for some of my smart pots that I have because I have a lot of these round raised beds. So these are like 100-gallon smart pots. Absolutely love them. Easiest way to ever start a garden. Seriously, you just open, unwrap, and put them out and put some soil in. Amazing. So all I did was just put some rebar into the ground here and fit over that PVC pipe and arched it over. So it's essentially same as what I did for the wooden raised bed, except for this is just in the ground in rebar instead of fixed to that wooden raised bed. So I have some like clips on here for whenever it gets too cold, we can come out here, put some plastic sheeting over top, and we just clip it on these hoops right here. So I do have videos showing that as well being done. So that's all on our YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to try to get some of that content out again for you guys because yeah, I will find it and I'll get it out for you.
Yeah, and I don't have a picture, but you could so with like these, if you have like these round ones here, so we can actually do is use like a large tomato cage or a tall tomato cage, and use that as your frame, and then you could actually wrap around that. And then the root zone is actually insulated with the fabric and the roots, so you're actually fine on that end. And so just with the top cover around that frame, you can also do that if you're a small gardener or somebody who's on a patio balcony. Definitely do that. That's a great tip as well.
One thing I've actually done too with the smaller ones, if I want to extend their life, I get the like the 5 gallon water jugs, you know, like those real big ones. If
Yeah.
you cut the bottom off of there, you can just put it and fit it right around that plant, and it fits perfect.
Yeah,
And
I
seriously,
haven't
the
tried
pictures are
I
astronomically
haven't tried
different.
that, and I've seen people also. I don't know if maybe you have. They do like milk jugs. They'll also like cut the
Yes.
bottoms of milk jugs as the plastic ones, and then set them
Mhm.
on top, and they become like mini greenhouses. And I've like even seen like pictures and like videos of people like there's like snow around it, and they have to go in like almost every day and like take the jug off because it almost gets too hot in there. So I've
Yeah.
seen that. I mean that's crazy. So people definitely
Yeah.
try that.
I think we had a video one time where we went out and checked on one that had I mean, the temperatures outside were like 70, 80, and we're like, oh, we probably better go check because it was like an abnormally hot day. So we like looked in there and it was like 120 degrees. Like it's seriously like it can be a lot warmer. So I'm not kidding when I say that these can really extend your growing season. So if you get like a quick frost and you get a lot of snow, like definitely like look into doing something like this or just even something on a small scale, and then you can continue to grow year round, which is amazing. Oh, I saw this. Yes. One suggests hula hoops from the dollar store and cutting them in halves. Absolutely, that would work as well too. Won't be quite as tall, but again, if you're just growing things like lettuces or spinach, you don't necessarily need them to be super tall. So I do this so I can use them for like things like broccoli and things that might get a little bit bigger too. So it makes it just a little bit easier. Yeah, everybody has some terrific suggestions. So Evelyn was saying that I use the tomato cages and draped and clipped netting to keep cabbage moss off the broccoli. Yeah, that's a perfect
Perfect.
suggestion. Yeah, and you can put plastic sheeting around that too to help protect it from cold nights and things like that too. Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Okay. Oh, we got a great question too. Would this work for overwintering peppers? Yes. I mean, it sort of kind
Can
of
have a limitation, depends. If you get below zero, I mean,
yes. Yeah,
for a week.
it's not going to I don't know. I don't want to say yes because it will help for
Mhm.
sure. But I don't want to say that it will 100%. Oh, I think we lost Evan. But I don't want to say that it will 100% for sure work. Um, it's definitely one that I would always attempt it and try to do it if I could. Um, but yeah. Oh, great question. So, how do you store these when they're not in use? So, what I do with these, for the most part, I keep them on year round, actually, and in a lot of places. And some of them I will go ahead and remove, and they're super easy to remove because I just have little hinges on the side, and I just unscrew those and take it and walk it off, and I put them off to the side. I don't have a great way to store them, but generally I'm using them year round because I have plastic sheeting on them in the wintertime. Whenever it gets a little bit like too hot out for that, I switch over to either a light frost blanket if it's still getting cold or insect netting. And insect netting I can keep on year round as long as it's not things that need pollination. So if it needs pollination, I can prop it open, like you can kind of see right there, um, where I just letting pollinators in or letting the air in and out. But it also like it works many ways. But yes, I don't necessarily take them off a lot, so that it works a lot too for me. Hello.
Oh, hey, that was weird. Sorry about that.
Back. Oh no, you're good. Here, let's see if I can get us switch back up. I don't
I'm
know
glad
what
it wasn't you that lost connection. It was me.
I'm trying to figure out where we were. Um, weird. Oh, here we go. This is the view we were on.
That's the spot.
Okay, I'm glad that you asked this, Charlotte, because we get asked this question all the time, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's not going to last more than one season." But I mean, we're going on years for us on these, but I mean, everybody's going to have a different opinion, different location, different weather, and all of that. But it's been working just fine for us. There's different ways that you can go about protecting the PVC pipe is by like painting it. Like they had like UV protection that you can paint on top of it, things like that. But I haven't ever had any issues. The biggest issues I've had is having to replace insect netting because I accidentally rip it. So I have definitely done that before. But yeah, on this plastic sheeting, like it works for me forever. And the PVC pipe, the most I've had to do is just like re-put it back in there. Like if it comes loose or something, but I just pop it back in. Works good. Um, okay. So Ms. Cartoon was asking, do we stream weekly? So yes. So believe it or not, we have done a live stream every single week this year. Um, on every single Tuesday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. So, but that being said, we are not going to be here next week. I know before you all get super mad, I am going to try to record something though ahead of time and hopefully get something out. So that way you all can still get together and chat, even if I'm not going to be able to make it. But next week will be my first week that I'm missing this year, which is going to be so weird. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be like, what is going on?
It's
But
honestly it's weird for me when I'm not on the stream, to be honest with you. And Smart Pots will actually be on the road, so we're going to be heading to the Texas Nursery and Landscape Expo, which is going to be in San Antonio, Texas. So if you're in San Antonio, you're a gardener, I think you can actually attend this show. To be honest, it's not just an industry show; it's during the
nice.
week. But if you're a landscaper, or if you're in industry, then you will definitely be at this show because I feel like all of Texas and some Oklahoma friends actually do also come on down to the show. So check us out. We'll be there. And actually, Smart Pot Kerr, our president and CEO, he's actually going to have a special demonstration during the show. It's going to be a 30-minute demonstration on smart pots and the benefits of smart pots. So that's going to be super unique. His father is the one who started smart pots and the idea of growing in a fabric growing container. So he's second generation, and so it's going to be super cool to hear from him. He hasn't done one of these speeches or talks in a super long time. So he'll be doing that. And then actually right after that one, Trevor Johnson, I think Johnson is his last name, but Trevor from Aldridge Nurseries is also going to do a 30-minute demonstration on how they Aldridge Gardens in Midland, Texas, how they use smart pots on a commercial scale. So they actually have geraniums. Like they're actually super famous for these geraniums because in Midland, Texas, I've been there for a band competition, and it's like a desert basically. All there is out there is, there's businesses because there's a bunch of, oil. The oil industry is very big there. So there's just pretty much flat land and oil rigs. That's pretty much all that's there. So, but the people do love to garden, and so Aldridge Gardens, what they do is they propagate these geraniums that are kind of meant to be grown in these environments, and they grow them in, they sell them in 3-gallon smart pots. So Trevor will be talking about the benefits and how smart pots makes it possible for them to grow colorful blooms for people in those environments. So yeah, if you're in Texas or San Antonio, come by. And yeah, excited but sad that we're not going to be live, but we will be on the road. So, um, but after that week, we'll be back on.
Awesome. Um, Here, we'll ask you this question really quick too. So I'll let you answer that.
It's a great question, and I love when people ask that question. So Smart Pot, and specifically Smart Pot, and you're gonna know it's a Smart Pot if it has an American flag on there. Smart Pots are made from a geotextile fabric. It is a patented material that is certified privately or independently. That is safe from any lead, BPA's, or heavy chemicals, or anything that's gonna have any type of effect on what you're growing or the environment. So our stuff is completely safe. It's made from a virgin fabric, and what that means, it's not made from any recycled materials. So all of the other brands that you see on Amazon and all these other different brands are made from materials that are recycled, and a lot of times unknown materials that contain heavy metals, such as lead sometimes. So no, our stuff is completely safe for growing vegetables, completely safe to grow and to eat what you're growing in them. We submit our stuff to universities consistently, University of Florida in Gainesville, Texas A&M, and they're always doing studies with our stuff because there is no meaningful exchange with the smart pot and with the environment. So that just comes with the quality. So when you're shopping for grow bags, just be very, very weary of the other stuff and be sure if you want a true, genuine smart pot, and you order one. We've actually run into this even on Amazon, and we work with them consistently. That people claim they're selling smart pots. People order them and they get them, and they're not. And some people, if you've never grown a smart pot, you wouldn't know what to look for. You wouldn't know the quality difference. So it ends up being false and Chinese made. So definitely go on the park on the Seed to Spoon app. They are a trusted retailer and source for smart pots on their app directly. You can order them, and if you have premium, you get free shipping. That's what I would recommend. And if all else fails, go to our smart pot website, and we have everything from a 1 gallon to 1,000 gallon. But yep, definitely, yeah, completely safe to grow and eat what you grow with smart pots.
Yeah, I think you just answered Charlotte's question here about the largest size smart pot. I didn't know that there was even 1,001. I have 100-gallon smart pot, which is these ones over here that I showed earlier. Right
Yeah, the
here.
easiest and best way to like put this to scale in your mind, like the 100 gallon is like one of those like personal like ice bath spas. I mean, I think an adult male human could fit in that. And our like 1,000 gallon is like your resort like style spa where like 20 people could probably fit in that 1,000 gallon. I'm not even joking you. And we also even do custom
Oh.
smart pots. So like you guys, like we mentioned earlier, we manufacture here in Oklahoma City. So what's the tallest smart pot? Charlotte, check out our videos or reels. There's this guy, he's a grower, his name is Guillermo. He's down in southern Florida, Homestead, Florida. And you haven't heard of Homestead, look it up on the map. It's like literally where like all of the plants are grown, like they're growing right there in southern Florida. It's amazing to see in person. But he actually grows banyan trees. And if you don't know what a banyan tree, I mean, a banyan tree is like, I mean, it's like a huge tree. It's what they grow like for it grows in forests. So they grow banyan trees, and those are custom smart pots. And I think those range from 3 to 800 gallons. And those are like, I mean, I think we had like a 8 foot tall smart pot that we sent to him. So we do some ridiculous things. And also there's airports like in New York, we do custom smart pots for them. So they're like humongous planters that like have to be lifted up with cranes. So we do stuff like that. There's actually a video that from Guillermo that he just posted. I mean, it's like Carrie. I mean, I'm gonna show you this after the stream. I should have sent this to you. It's funny that we're talking about this. I could have showed you guys, but it's like they're like it's this tree that they like literally have to like rent one of those like huge cranes that like has like 18 wheels or whatnot. They're like and they like lifted this tree up in the air to move it, and it's all grown in a smart pot. So I'll be posting that soon. So definitely stay tuned. But yes, we do some amazing things. And if you guys ever watched that like that Discovery Channel tank to those guys who build fish tanks, for like amazing, crazy projects, that's pretty much us for planters. We do planters. We're the only ones here in the U.S. that can do that. So yeah, we have fun with it. Working with plants. We definitely make it fun.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, I always feel like mine go really well. I don't have anything super deep, but it's deep enough for me. I can grow like potatoes and carrots and all of that. And I never have any issues at all with it.
Yeah, the smart pots that we sell, like for everyday gardeners, they're kind of designed to grow all types of plants in a smaller container, and they're in a successful way. So like a 15 gallon, you can pretty much grow just about everything.
So I do want to chat really quick about planting outdoors because we touched on. I know we've gone in a million different directions this stream, based on what all you odd questions about, but I do want to talk a little bit because we talked about indoor seed starting and all that, but I do want to mention planting outdoors as well too, because there's a lot of things, especially this fall, that I don't start indoors and I will direct seed directly outdoors. So those are things that you just need to be prepared about and get a head start. And I will say garlic is one of the most important things to be planning for right now because garlic can get hard to find because everybody realizes that like at the last second I think that they're like, "Oh, I need to order my garlic." So yes, garlic is definitely one that is super important to be direct seeding. I say direct seeding because it's like a little bulb, but it's not a seed, but you'll be starting them directly outside. And same with pretty much every root crop. I'm going to be starting directly outdoors. Now that's like carrots, radish. I mean, my mind's of course going blank. Turnips, beets, all of those. Um, of course, now in my head I said turn up the beet, but
Yeah, and this is where the seed to spoon app will come in super
yeah,
clutch, honestly. I mean, you just type in your zip code, or pretty much just give the permission, and you're just gonna be good to go on,
it'll tell
knowing
you
exactly when you got to
what to
plant. Yep,
do. Yep.
yep. No questions asked.
Yeah. So those are ones that I will always direct seed. I'll start directly outside. Everything else, like I pretty much, well, I'll also like go out and throw like lettuce seeds and cilantro seeds and things because those ones grow fast enough too for me. I'm gonna be getting a good harvest on them before they come up. So before it gets too cold. So I generally start those by seed outdoors as well. I might start some indoors so I can have a few that are a little bit older, but yeah. Oh, and then I also have a picture of like some seedlings these are actually like some cabbage and things like that. And these ones are going on field trips outside. So that being said, I know we touched about starting some seeds indoors, but I do want to mention, even though it's not like going to be super hot outside, it's going to be a different environment for your seedlings. So you still need to go through what's called that hardening off process and just give them little baby field trips out to the garden every day for like a week or so and gradually increase the time frame that they're out there and the amount of sun they're getting and all of that just so they can be gradually exposed to more different environments and they'll be a lot healthier for you and won't go through nearly as much transplant shock whenever you do plant them out into the garden. um, Yes. So Charlotte's asking, can I buy organic garlic from the store to plant? For the most part, yes, you can. You're just going to be limited on the varieties that you find. So, generally, like we do this if we run out of time again and we're doing it last minute and we can't find anywhere that we can get, we'll just go and to our local like natural grocers or something like that. But do be careful, make sure it is organic because some of it will be sprayed, making it not sprout. Um, yeah, and then you're just going to be, of course, not have the quite the variety that you get whenever you get them from a nursery or like park seed or anything like that. Okay. Whew, we definitely did not make it through all of this,
I know
but
Desiree had even, she even suggested we do a Thursday question and answer because we have so many people that have questions and we got to answer.
I know there are so many. Oh, Edvin, you want to do a live stream on Thursday and hang out with them? for a little bit.
we'll definitely have to look it up and see if we can fit it in because there's definitely a lot of you who tune in and
There were so
need
many
some garden
questions.
help.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we'll find some time this week, especially since we're not doing one next week. Maybe we can do just a question and answer maybe on Thursday or something. So
It's a good
we'll
point.
see what our schedules are. Um anyway, so now while he was chatting, I was doing the background work of getting the winner, but I did not plug it in yet. So let me do that really quick. Do you want to tell them what they're gonna be winning? Woo!
Well, besides the amazing 1 year subscription of Seed to Spoon app, which you're gonna get free shipping, which I think is honestly like probably the best bang for your buck and deal. So as soon as you sign up, get that free subscription. Put in your zip code, and then it'll tell you we need to plant now, and you can order those seeds. And I know somebody was just already mentioning, and I for some reason I can't tag any posts up, but somebody, I think it was Danny, ordered her garlic a few weeks ago, and they were already pretty low on stock. And yep, we mentioned that last week, and that's one of them I know for a fact. I mean, every time that I look, once people start talking about it, that's one of the first things that goes out of stock. It's just a super popular crop that a lot of people are growing. So definitely right now after the stream, go on there and start ordering the garlic, your favorite types of garlic. So you're gonna get free shipping on that, and I mean, that's just amazing. I know Carrie definitely uses and abuses that. Orders, if you forget to order one variety, you got to go ahead and order another one. And besides that, you're going to get an exclusive 3 pack of Smart Pots. So it's going to be a purple 3 pack of 15 gallons. Last week, somebody got a blue pack. Now you're going to get a purple pack. This is going to be Carrie's favorite color. It's going to be just like this right here. So it's going to be perfect for growing just about any fall crop that you see out there. And you could also extend your growing season before and after, just with one of the hoops that we talked about. Also, you're gonna get one of these cool smart pots, skull t-shirts. It's got pollinators, butterflies, the American flag. So you're gonna win. Send us your email and your t-shirt size, and we're gonna send you these amazing gifts. So Carrie, who's the lucky gardener?
Congratulations to Ms. Cartoon. Woo! Congratulations. Send us an email. My email is right there on the screen. It's info@seedtospoon.net, and we'll get you all hooked up.
That's so funny. She just commented, whoever the winner is, do you want to share some of your winnings with me? So I guess you get to share them with yourself, Miss Cartoon. So
Woo!
congratulations.
Yay! Uh, um, yeah, so send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net, and we'll get you all hooked up. And like I said, make sure if you're not already on following us on our YouTube channel or Instagram, Facebook, all of those, make sure that you are for both of us. And I will put on there for if we get the time, if we can get our schedules aligned to do another live stream for Thursday to do a question and answer. And hopefully we can do some more questions and hang out with you all again and all that. But I will post it and let you all know if we can find some time to do that.
Yeah, I
So,
think if we decide to do it next Thursday, I think we can maybe give a behind the scenes of that TNLA Expo. But we'll have to look and we'll have to see um, if everything aligns.
okay. Well, it was great hanging out with you. And like I said, usually we do this like every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. Next week's going to be the first one that this entire year that I'm missing. And I'm very sorry. I'm very sad to be away from you guys. But we will be back for sure the following Tuesday. And we are going to be back every single week from there. So, yeah, very exciting.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
guys. We'll see you all next time.